So Ecofina Creek is a small spring-fed creek that runs through the Florida Panhandle through Washington and Bay counties and empties into Deer Point Lake, providing much of the drinking water for Panama City. And my wife and I decided to drive over for the day and see what the claim is. Since we don't have our own canoe or kayaks, we booked a canoe with Ecofina Creek Canoe Rentals at a price of $65 for the day. The place was easy enough to find right off of Highway 20 in Youngstown, Florida. The guys in the rental office were super helpful and friendly, and after paying for the canoe, signing a couple forms, they gave us a rundown of the river course and where all the springs were going to be located. And before you knew it, we were given a canoe, some final instructions, last rites, and we were on our way. Very serene and peaceful. Until about 15 minutes into the trip and the bottom decided to drop out of the sky. Not long after that, we figured it was a good time to stop off at one of the many springs. And even though it was pouring rain, the spring was still beautiful, clear, and blue. And eventually the sun did come back out. And we were back on our way. Now the springs themselves are crystal clear blue like a swimming pool, but since the creek is made up of 11 springs, as you can see here, even the creek water is pretty clear. And the guys at the office said when it hasn't rained in a while, that the creek can get just as clear as the springs. Along the way, we passed by some pretty cool creekside cabin and houses, and I'm not sure if people actually live there or if they're Airbnb type of rentals. This one was particularly impressive. And a little while later, the next batch of rain came in. Nothing to do but pull up under some trees and try to enjoy my soggy sandwich lunch. There were a couple times the rain came down so hard I actually had to bail water out of the canoe. And eventually the rain did stop, and at this point there was about an hour left, so we just paddled along and enjoyed the scenery. We eventually made it to the second bridge, which was the rendezvous pickup point. So on the way back to our vehicle, the driver informed us there were a couple springs close by that you could drive to access. And since we missed a couple of them because of the rain, we decided to go check out one in particular called Blue Springs. It's a pretty one and not too crowded. One of the cool things about this spring is there is a cave, but my claustrophobia prevented me from entering. So all in all, canoeing down the Ecofina River and checking out the different springs in the area is a pretty good time. But if you don't want to get rained on all day, I recommend going a different time than July, because Florida Panhandle, July rains just about every day. Other than that, Great time for the family, whether you're local or on vacation. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that like button, leave a comment if you want. We will see you next video. Peace.